Yo, how you going, this Lady Shan? And welcome to Come Box with Shan. I don't know, I still look so. I feel that I look short. Hang on, let's look in the monitor over there. I think I will get taller as I reimpose. I keep saying that, but I think it's how you situate the screen. Hi guys, I'm here. Oh mate, it's taking me a minute to recover from my birthday, which was a good one. Like I said, I'm not one for massive celebrations for birthdays, but of mine in particular. Other people's, yay, but not usually my own. No, I keep it quite close and intimate. It's about the quality and not the quantity. But yeah. So yeah, I'm here, back in full effect, ready to start this week. The show was usually on Mondays, but it's feeling a tad bit fragile, guys. A tad bit fragile, so it just couldn't be done. So I thought, and we've got better news today anyway as well. So yeah, we're just gonna kick it off. Hang on, I'm just making sure everything looks good in the hood. In a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. Hey Jay, what's up? What's up? Yeah, after my show, we got some chopping up to do. Jack Lee, what's up? What's up? Jason Bruce, how are you? I'm fine, thanks. Thank you for asking, sir. AJ, what's up? Lisa Lee and Lisa Bales in the building. You know how we do. Fight fan figures in the building. So I also need to put the link in because this is open panel today, guys. So yeah, let me put the link in. Hold on. All right, there we go. Yo, so what's the scenario? All right, so mic sound. Does my mic sound nice? Check 1, check 2. Does my mic sound nice? Does it? Does it sound nice? This, you have to do them mic checks. You have to do them miggity mic checks. Oh my golly! Hang on, wait. We have to plug in things. Wait. Because I did unplug this. I did unplug you because I wasn't using you. Oh no, I don't think I can do it when I've got the mic. Yeah, that's it. I forgot. So we have a super chat. AJ all day, $50. You dropped a half a dub on your girl. You did, didn't you? Lady Shan, happy belated B-Day. Thank you very much. Yeah, my birthday was on Friday. And I was partying. I had to do a commitment on the Saturday. And then I had to resume services again on the Sunday. So it's just... Oh, it kind of started from the Thursday night into the Friday, then had a recovery and I was fragile. And then I had to do more friends, family on the Sunday. It's Monday, fragile. AJ, thank you so much for that. Massively appreciated. Apreciada mucho. Yeah, thank you. So... we've got a few things to chop up today, haven't we? So let's just start introducing people. I'm introducing the fight fan figure. What's up, Lee?
Bang, bang. Been a minute. You been good?
We here.
It's good to be back. It's good to
yeah. It's good to be back. You done them season. We don't need a reason. To this the queen, I say that's straight treason. Yeah, so yeah. We are here repping done them season as always. Well, how's your weekend been, Lee?
It's been fantastic.
Good.
Absolutely great.
You get any rest?
Yeah, I got some rest, but I went down to see some family, went to see my brother out there. It was good.
Oh, good. It's always good.
With him. Yeah, definitely.
Some R&R mixed with some family. Can't go too wrong, can you?
It was great.
Does my mic sound nicely?
It sounds good. How's my mic check? Good?
Yeah, you sound you sound fine coming through the speakers. I will never know until I
Replay it back.
listen it back. Yeah, I won't know if you'll always be chopped out because whoever's mic'd up, the unmiked person gets chopped out. That's just how it goes. It's just how Sonics goes. But hopefully, we'll all not all speak all on top of each other. All right, Lady Shannon, chat. Okay. AJ, that was so. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing the Queen, Lisa Bizzles. Lisa in the building. Lisa, what's up, sis?
What's good,
Hey,
Lisa?
what's going on? How you doing?
We good, sis. How are you?
I'm
Feels like
good.
It's been a long time. Feels like we've been away from. It's been a while, but it's not. We was just here, wasn't we? But hey,
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like it's been a while, like since I've been. Maybe because my weekend is felt so long. It feels
We never did a watch along, did we? Or a rewatch along over the weekend?
We didn't do a rewatch along because the bitch be tired. Yeah, we didn't. That was because I was celebrating. No, on the Sunday was celebration day. I usually do the watch alongs, the rewatch alongs on Sundays. So I knew I wasn't going to do one this Sunday. Hang on, I need to just make sure this clips properly because it goes a bit wants to go its own way sometimes. Hang on. Hang on, just make sure. Otherwise, I just have to make sure my mic sounds nice. Check 1, check 2. All right, we've got someone else in the building. I'm introducing, introducing, introducing the person that was mad generous with my $50 super chat. AJ all day, Alex. Ra. What's up? Thank you.
What's good?
Hey, how you doing?
How's everybody doing?
We are doing all the better to see you, sir. And thank you so much for your generosity. It's massively appreciated.
You're very welcome. I hope you had a blessed birthday. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, did with my friends, family, had some good food, had some drinks. Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was. So thanks for asking and thanks for your generosity. It doesn't go unmissed, Al.
No problem. Anytime. Always happy to be a part of the panel.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And we love you on it. Part of the family. Part of the Dundem family, ain't you, Al?
I gotta get my merch. And when I get it, I'm showing it off first thing.
Yes. Oh my God, I'd love to see you in some Dundem merch. That would actually make my day. Yeah.
I'll show my face too. I'll be sure to show my face this time too. It's an honor.
Oh, will you? That would be sick. All right, guys, if you want to get your Dundem season merch, go to my store, dundemseason.com. And it will take you to the store, press catalog. It'll show you everything that's just not in the front of the store, everything that's in the store. And, you get your bits. Rep the Dundem Season brand. We've got someone else joining us, have we? Introducing War of the Week, Joseph Heron. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how are you, sister? Very, very nice. I love your voice. You're a fantastic singer.
Thank you.
You know, and nice ring introduction also. I thought I was doing ring announcing on the 25th. Boy, but you might take my job here. Jeez.
I might just do. I could do a few different voices. I could do a few different voices, Jay. I could do a few different voices.
You know, I've seen one of your videos too, man. You're really talented.
Thank you. Oh, you're making me blush now. Look.
See, it's funny because, I actually ducked out of the boxing biz for about 5 years and was pursuing music. Made 2 albums, went on tour with 2 different bands. And, so I got back in this wacky business when, anyway, something happened. So my label dropped me. So
we're glad to have you back.
Gosh, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known you, maybe. So I'm glad.
Happy belated birthday, sister.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks for you know me with my fragile emails. I'm like, Jay, Jay, I'm fragile. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
Please forgive me. But yeah, it's just been a mental week. It's been a mental weekend. The last few days, it's been a whole mental week. I've had a great week from the whole Hasim Rahman to the whole run up. It was amazing. I've had some good lives. So yeah.
Congratulations on the interview, by the way. Also, that was excellent. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks for coming through as well and asking some cool questions as well. And yes, I forwarded the link to Rock.
Oh, very good. Yeah, that was. I really was proud of that article when I did that. About 10 years ago?
Great article.
Thank you, sister.
Great article. So this is Fight Fan Figures. You know Lisa Bales, and this is AJ Alex on the panel.
Very good to chat with all of you guys. I'm really looking forward to this. God bless all of you.
Yeah.
You too, sir. Glad to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what we're gonna start is let's start first, and we'll move up to. We're gonna start with Evander. No. We won't start with. Shall we start with Evander Holyfield, then go to Porter and Crawford development, or would you guys want to start from Porter Crawford and then go to Evander Holyfield?
I
Of
prefer
course,
some
starting
good-
out with Holyfield.
Yeah, start on Evander Holyfield. All right.
Let's get
Let's
the
go.
worst over with first.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think so.
Wow.
Right? No, but it was really bad. So as we saw, Evander Holyfield, he's the epitome of looking, fit. But there's a difference of fit outside the ring and fight ready, And I just knew this wasn't going to fare well for old Mr. Holyfield over there because the guy's 13, 14 years his junior, ex-MMA champ. It doesn't matter that Oscar De La Hoya was originally supposed to fight him. Obviously, with the COVID, what happened to De La Hoya, he wasn't able to take the fight. So for some reason, it was offered to Holyfield and he took it. Guys, it was like 58 or 59 seconds and the fight was stopped. How embarrassing is that? Like, I'm fed up of these legends tarnishing their legacy. You're only as good as your last gig. I want to remember you when you was epic. Now my last images and thumbnails that we're all using is him on his ass on the canvas.
Oh.
So,
Because I personally got a lot to unload. If you don't mind me going first.
Go first, AJ.
Okay. First off, I'm Lady Chan. I share your sentiments. I realized this was a huge mistake. I did not want to watch this. I realized that I was just hoping and praying that Evander Holyfield wouldn't get seriously hurt. I managed to find a copy somewhere floating around on YouTube, and I was just disgusted by what I saw. Holyfield was lethargically slow, had no punch resistance whatsoever. He was shot, and he didn't deserve to go out like that. And it's just messed up because people aren't going to. I mean, you got millennials and these Gen X people coming up. They're going to see this and realize that this man. They're going to realize, oh, this is Holyfield. He sucks, which is not the case. I mean, I rank him as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And he's just he's a legend in every sense of the word. And honestly, even though Holyfield's a grown man, he can make his own choices. This is a pure example of just guys not knowing when to quit and walk away. And also the athletic commission trailer, they should be ashamed of themselves. I don't know what they're doing in boxing. I feel they're making a mockery of the sport. And it just needs to stop. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. And I won't be supporting Triller going forward. I don't know about you guys. I mean, unless they really put on a fight that I want to see.
I didn't even pay for that fight. I didn't watch it. I watched
Who did pay for it? That's what I'd like to know. I mean,
I don't know.
I did.
The highlight. The whole fight.
I gave Triller $50. I did.
Did you? All right.
Wow.
So how do you?
Well, it was, and once again, it was just to support Evander, and yeah.
So you got your money's worth?
You know what? That wasn't the point. I knew I wasn't going to get my money's worth. I knew exactly what was going to happen because we featured Coach Ronnie Shields the night before. And he told us exactly. I mean, he walked away before even the Nikolai Valuyev fight because he felt he was a shot fighter and shouldn't be fighting any longer. And that was back in 2008. That was 13 years ago. He said, Coach Ronnie said, look, just looking at the media workout, I can see that Evander has no more legs, no more balance. He can't even lift that left shoulder any longer to throw that left hook. And guys, you remember the Evander Holyfield left hook was his best weapon. You know, his rapid fire combination, his speed. He had none of that. And what I want to know is what the hell was John David Jackson thinking? Why didn't he tell him anything?
Who? That was his trainer, you mean? That's his trainer.
Yes. John David Jackson is, you know, I thought he had integrity. I thought he was a much better boxing guy. How could he allow that or be a part of that?
I mean, it's like the point is that Holyfield
because
is
Evander
years old going on 59. You know, and I just don't feel like he shouldn't be fighting anymore.
He's 13 months away from turning 60. And I brought this up on the show. Do you remember how absurd when you watch Rocky Balboa for the first time at sixth configuration of that franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he fights,
right? When he was old.
Yeah, when he fights Antonio Tarver, Mason the Line Dixon. Do you remember how stupid that looked watching in the movies? Like on the silver screen, an old, beat up old man Rocky getting a boxing license. And do you remember even thinking back then there's no way that a boxing commission and a state athletic commission would ever allow that to happen? Well, guess what? It happened. We saw that Saturday, and that's what we saw. As absurd as it looked in a Rocky movie, it looked that ridiculous in person too.
It was.
It was a disgrace.
That's why I didn't watch it for years. That movie. I mean, I eventually got around to seeing it, but I thought the whole concept was ridiculous of old man fighting. You know what I mean? And now that's literally what this has become in real life. Yeah.
Joseph,
you just summed it up perfectly.
Yep.
I'm going to let Joseph explain where he's from and give you guys some context. So therefore, when you listen to what he's saying, you're going to listen with very wet ears. So Joseph,
that's so kind of you. Thank you.
No worries.
I'm a journalist. I've been a journalist for over 20 years. Currently, I'm working for FightSaga.com. I also do ring announcing. I've been doing ring announcing for about 15 years. I'm doing commentary on a fight in Galveston this Saturday. I also do blow-by-blow color commentary. I used to do PR work for Golden Boy Promotions and several promoters, as well as several former champions. I pretty much everything in this business. If there's a job to be done in this wacky business, I've pretty much done it. Matchmaking as well. Regional and club level promotions. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry. I'm just getting the charger. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, well, here's my biggest beef though, guys. And once again, Triller labeled this as an actual fight, that this was going to go on everyone's record, but it was actually an exhibition. And everyone involved with the production, with the fights, they all knew it was an exhibition, which is why we actually saw David Haye carry his brother Joe Fournier, right? He did the right thing. He carried Joe Fournier for 8 rounds. He did the right thing. He could have punished him in the first round. And he looked great. His footwork looked good. His balance looked good. You could see him starting to get warm and feel comfortable. He got that mongoose position like he usually does. He could have teed off on the man. And he chose not to because he understood it was an exhibition. My biggest bone to pick, and I'd like to get all of your opinion on this. This was an exhibition. Why on earth, when it was blatantly obvious that he was a shot fighter, had no balance, no legs underneath him, why would Vitor Belfort tee off on a legend like Evander Holyfield and then celebrate in the middle of the ring and call out Canelo Alvarez like he had done something impressive?
Yeah, this guy, I mean, like, I'm watching that, just shaking my head. It's like you're celebrating like you just beat Evander Holyfield in his prime, or when somebody who's like a top tier heavyweight. Like, what the heck? Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. Do you know what people are saying? People are saying that it was either one of two things. That this was planned that just to get Evander out quickly with Evander's consent, so he could just get out quickly, get the money, and go home, or this was supposed to actually last 8 rounds, and Evander was not of the knowledge that the plan had changed and that Belfort had just decided to basically F him up.
I think Belfort just wanted to make an example out of one of our legendary Hall of Fame prize fighters, an all-time great heavyweight, arguably the greatest cruiserweight to have ever lived.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, right? Because Jake Paul has kind of been making an example out of these MMA fighters, former champions, guys who are stars. And in my opinion, that's exactly what Vitor Belfort did. And it was classless. It was absolutely classless. And what's amazing is watching the fight, it was physically painful. It was like staring at the sun. Like part of me actually wanted, like seriously, part of me actually wanted to start crying. And so immediately I call up Ronnie Shields and I said, Ronnie, can you believe that? And he goes, what? And I said, didn't you see that? And he goes, hell no, I wasn't going to see that. And I said, you were exactly right. You called it, because he said exactly what was going to happen. And I said, no way is Vitor Belfort going to jump all over him and try to make an example out of him. And Ronnie Shields called it. And I said, you were absolutely right. And he goes, yeah, that's why I didn't get it. He said, I'll call Evander tomorrow, man, and talk to him. But he said, yeah, I didn't want any part of this. I didn't even want to watch it. Yeah, his former trainer, Coach Ronnie, didn't even see it.
I mean, because trainers know more than anybody when a fighter's time is up.
Yep. He's got it, and he knew it. He walked away from him after the Sultan Ibragimov fight back in 2007.
Now,
he said,
I actually never watched that fight, but what's your name, man? Joseph? What's your name? Your name is Joseph?
Joseph, yes, sir.
I mean, you I'm hearing that Holyfield actually beat that guy. I never saw it myself, but did he win that fight?
Well, he didn't beat Sultan Ibragimov, and that's why.
On the way to, so sorry, apologies. I'm thinking of Nikolai Valuev. My bad. That's
Nikolai Valuev. Yes, he actually. I thought he was robbed in Switzerland.
Okay.
But let's hear what everyone else thinks, Lady
Lisa,
Jan.
What do you think?
Yeah. Hey, Joseph. Hi. How's everybody?
God bless you, Lisa.
God bless you too, Joseph and AJ, Lady Chan, and Leon. It was a very painful watch. Of course, it wasn't a long fight. I couldn't even believe it. Like I was like, I caught a clip off because it was so short. People was just uploading it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I caught the clip and I was like, wow. But when he went down, the first time, I was like, oh, wow, he got up real quick, So, and I think that's an attest. I think that attests to the shape that he's in. That's one thing about Evander. He is in good shape. He's always in the gym. He's always, working out or whatever. I give him that.
Yeah.
But then when I started seeing Vito, like, teeing off on him, and he was still like, I was like, I was like, and then he started really teeing off on him, and I was like, oh God, I just hope Holyfield don't get hurt. So the ref stopped the fight, you know what I mean? So I was like, well, it was sad to watch. It was painful to watch, but like I understand that he has like a lot of depths. And only thing I could say was, well, at least he did it the honest way. You know what I mean? He went in there and took a brief shellacking or whatever, to pay whatever debts that he owed. I don't even know what his purse was. I'm not into all of that, but I hope it can at least cover the bulk of his debts. I hope he got a nice purse for that. And I just hope he okay. I get it. He's not the man that he used to be as far as, fighter or whatever. But, I noticed like the speech pattern was slurred and things like that.
Drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's been several articles that have been flaming the boxing. Why did he get a license? Why was the sanction?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And this is my personal opinion. These exhibitions, you got these retired boxers that were pros in here with these neophytes. To somebody's gonna get seriously hurt. I hope not.
Yep.
They
And Lisa, that's another thing that Coach Ronnie touched on.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look, and he said exactly what Lady Shan said in the outset of this segment, saying that, look, just because you're in great condition, because Evander always stays in shape, always. He never balloons up like Mike Tyson did, getting as big as a whale before having to shed all of that off. He's always in shape and always works out, but it's a big difference from being in fight shape. And Ronnie pointed this out. He said, look, you could see in the media workout, all I had to do was watch 30 seconds of that. He doesn't get any more leverage on his shots because his legs aren't underneath him. His balance is terrible. And look at his reflexes, his reaction time. Wow. And he said, most importantly, the older you get, now keep in mind, he's talking about his former fighter that's only 4 years younger than he is.
Right.
Right. And he said, look, the older you get, he said, the more everything hurts. Your body just does not react well to those shots. He said it's hard for him now, Ronnie, to even hold the mitts for some of his larger fighters. He said most of the time he would have to get to, when he was training at Efe Ajagba, he would have to get someone else to hold the mitts for him.
Wow, because of the power.
That's how hard it is to take shots at an accelerated age.
Wow. Listen, I'm 41, and I went down and I got in the ring with a body bag with some 64 kg. I think that's around 140 pounders. And 2 of them was teeing off on me, and I came out at the end, and I felt like I had a workout.
Ooh.
These are people half my size, just about to have their first pro fight, teeing off on me, so much higher ceiling to go. So I can only imagine what it's like having full-blown professional heavyweights with experience doing it. This stuff isn't easy. This stuff isn't easy. I mean, I'm going to sound like a real curmudgeon, belligerent old man with all of this, but this whole weekend in boxing has really annoyed me from top to bottom. I mean, I'm so glad that we've had this Porter and...
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But yeah, it's just with Holyfield, I haven't looked on it. I refuse to look at the clip because Triller, I feel, how did I put it? It's as if somebody gave the cast of Jackass a promotional budget, and this is what everyone said it's like bum fights or something. It is like what people are saying. Let's see how much of a mockery we can make of this, and see whether we can still get people to come and pay. They've had it looking like a strip club in their first ones with all the dancing and everything else. They've had Donald Trump calling fights. They've had like jokes. And then
50 Cent was there. All that.
50 Cent.
50 Cent. I mean, and look what they're doing to the Cambosos fight, the Lopez Cambosos. Lopez is at 135. He's got 3 of the 4 major belts and a franchise, and they're holding him up with delay after delay after delay. It's just a joke. It is just a sad and sorry joke. And I'll take my hand. I was hopeful that Trina could do something good for boxing. I liked watching it there, but it's done now. It's done. I'm fed up with it.
By the way, I'd like to pose a question to everybody on the panel. Tell me if I'm going if I sound a little out of whack with this, but I think that honestly, like if a featherweight would got in there with Vander, I think a featherweight probably would have beat him that night. I mean, just against Belfort. I mean, would anybody agree?
Anyone with half a little bit of power, anyone from about welterweight upwards would have gave him any work.
Yeah. Look,
I mean, but bro, sorry, right quick, but also something that Joseph was talking about. He was saying how like Triller. First of all, before the whole event, I was led to believe that this was an actual fight, an actual card.
Yeah, real fight.
Yep. I mean, but once the train wreck happened and the catastrophe was over, okay, let's just say this was an exhibition fight, just to to soothe the minds of everybody like that. I mean, I think that's why they probably changed their minds to it. I mean, and also like just a question, like if this was an exhibition, why not just purely say that before the event? Because I even saw a promo poster with Holyfield and Belfort talking about they were calling this nonsense the most anticipated heavyweight fight of the year, and everybody knows that's
AJ. From what I was told, everyone in on it knew it was an exhibition. They only tried. They purposely misled the audience just to try and sell more units, like they were real fights. But everyone affiliated with the event, they told me they knew it was an exhibition, and it was going. That's why David Haye did the right thing and carried his buddy.
He exhibited.
Yep, it was just an exhibition.
That man is shameless. I'm sorry, and so, he actually called up Tyson Fury after the fight.
Oh boy!
Smells like we're going to get to Haye, but smells like OTR said. I shouldn't laugh, but I did. Like, he threw that left hook around the Holyfield and fell out the ropes.
Yeah, he knocked himself down first. He knocked himself down the first time. He threw a left hook, spun around, and almost fell out of the ring.
He nearly fell out the ring. He hit a left hook.
When that happened, when he threw that hook and fell, this is only going one way. It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
What I will say is this: I don't agree with blaming a trainer, because the older people get, the less likely they can be told what to do. And what I remember reading is that he was complaining that they weren't producing a fight that they promised him. So he was obviously chasing the money. I remember seeing him in the weigh-in and saying, like, the guy looks pretty much the same as when he was last fighting. I was like, he must have been drinking lots of water and minding his business, because he looked like he hadn't aged a day. But maybe I need to mind my business a bit, because he clearly wanted to do the fight. He clearly wanted it. And somebody wants to watch it. All I can do is sit here moaning about it and refuse to have a look, because when I heard about it, that he got knocked out in under a minute, and the guy was celebrating, 20 years younger than him. Just clowns being clowns. It's just what you expect. I think these things come from the top down. When you've got a promotion outfit like Triller putting on circus events, then you're going to have clowns attend and do what clowns do.
Yeah.
See
him get uppercutted. He got the geezer uppercutted him.
The whole time I'm watching, the whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, Evander doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve this. He's gone through way too much in his career to deserve something like this, to become like a sideshow spectacle for this network.
Indeed, and that was the consensus. And Leon, you brought up a really good point. And there's a reason why Andy Foster of the California State Athletic Commission wanted no part of this. There's a reason why this was originally moved to Florida. That really doesn't have that kind of stringent pre-fight testing that Nevada, California, or even Texas has, and New York. There's no way that those fights could have taken place anywhere else in America, but maybe Washington, D.C. or Florida.
Money talks. You always find some back alley sanctioning body somewhere that's going to license it.
But Leon, you remember this though. You're old enough to remember this. And do you remember back in the day when state athletic commissions used to respect the judgment of other state judgments?
They used to operate.
Do you remember that? They used to respect if the California State Athletic Commission banned and took away your license, everyone else respected that.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
It changed.
Money talks. They said it. Money talks.
It's like every state for themselves or something right now. Or I don't know.
That's not the way it used to be.
No.
Back when boxing was much healthier, that's not the way it used to be. If Nevada State Athletic Commission, like take Antonio Margarito, for instance, if they take away your license, right, every other state athletic commission respects that, and they're not going to sanction your fight.
So what's changed?
I have no idea. I have no idea, and it just doesn't bode well for the sport. This is a terrible state of affairs.
Sanctioning fees.
What they're not making enough money with the Miami Dolphins, the Florida Marlins, the Orlando Magic. They're not making enough money with those guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, they're making
fees unlimited. There's always more room for more zeros on the bank balance, isn't there? It's unlimited.
Yeah.
If you're greedy, you're greedy.
It was miserable. Well,
It's
I was gonna tell Lisa before she exited from the show that I hope this makes her feel better. From what I heard, Evander made $5 million on the night.
Oh, is that
did
what
he?
he made?
Yeah.
I heard, and I thought, well, I don't blame the guy there. When I heard that, I
That's
was
a lot of
like,
money.
well, paying that money.
That is a lot of money, but still, I mean, come on, Evander.
But maybe,
And
I mean,
you know,
but-
Ronnie Shields once told me, right, that he's really bad with money. No offense to Evander, God bless him.
Yeah.
Love the man. He's a genuine legend of the sport. He's one of my favorite all-time fighters. But this is a guy who spent 1 year on Christmas lights, $75,000 just on Christmas lights for his house.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so this guy blows through money, according to Coach Shields.
That's ridiculous. And you've got 11 children, but they're grown. Maybe it's just like spending a lot of money on divorces, alimony, stuff like that. Costs a lot of money, you know,
I
especially
read
in the
somewhere,
States.
someone called it a baby mum bout because he ran out of money. He needed to have the bout.
With the
Oh
ex-wife.
boy. Oh
Hopefully that
jeez.
alimony's done. But moving on to David Haye calling out Tyson Fury. David Haye, your day's done. It's not Haymaker. You've reached your
Sit down.
heyday. You're not in,
Sit down.
yeah, you sit down too. Yeah, you are only 40, but when you were supposed to fight Tyson Fury, you didn't, and your toe was hurting, or
That's it.
something was gone wrong. So
Twice.
he's not going to be able to beat Fury, even if Fury entertained that thought. Tyson Fury would mollywop him.
The concerning thing is, he's been in the BT studios working close with John Fury.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, have they planned all of this? You know, because Fury has been, he mentioned, if Dillian White doesn't take his small purse that he'll offer him, he'll fight Tyson in an exhibition.
Yeah.
We know that Fury likes to flip in, you know, some exhibition, very low level tick over fights before he goes right to the top level and goes for titles and stuff. I can so see them not doing that. They're doing another Triller exhibition. You know, Tyson Fury likes a pound note. David Haye is in love with a pound note. And I can see them just doing another nonsense thing, another set of nonsense. And the thing is, people will lap it up and we're going to have more of Triller. We're going to have more and more of them. I'm kind of waiting for them to blow their budget with the Cambosos fight, because that $6 million they paid, I don't know how they're going to get that back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe enough people have bought the Evander Holyfield bout, and you know they're in profit and they're going to keep going.
I heard people are complaining about that, wasting their money because it was just 58 seconds for the main card. So I heard there's a lot of backlash against Triller about this whole card. Triller's going down the wrong way. There's going to be, if they carry on with things like this, they'll get a body in the ring. And
Is anybody buying Lopez Cambosos?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I will be. Yeah.
I
But
will
then
be.
again, I'm covering the fight, so I have to.
Oh, are you
okay.
covering it, Jay?
Well, I mean, not live. I'm writing about it. I'm going to be writing about it. So yeah, I have to purchase it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I get
By the way,
reimbursed
Joseph,
from Fight Saga, but
Yeah.
What's your website? Fight Saga?
FightSaga.com. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, brother.
I have a question,
problem.
Joseph. It's gonna be on Fight TV. What is it called?
Yeah. It's going to be on Fight TV for us over
Yes,
here.
sir.
So it'll only be about £10, Lee, £12.
I'm not sure. I think it may be about 20, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's going to be that
No,
much?
I'm going to check. I'm going to check it out now.
Oh my gosh, Leon.
No.
Say it ain't so, brother.
It won't be 20 quid on Fight TV. Even David Haye wasn't
Yeah.
20 quid.
Why?
on Fight
Why
TV.
is it $20 now? It was $50. Why did it go down so much?
Oh, you know what? I just received the press release from DeBella Entertainment. He's going to be the lead promoter on this event. Yeah, they're going to be selling it in the States for $49.99 again.
Oh,
What fight are we talking about?
Cambosos versus Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, Lopez. Okay, got it.
Yeah, but if you're in the New York area, for a front row is only $300
Really?
in
Oh,
New
wow.
York. Yes.
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's true for New York. Yeah.
So
wow.
yeah, it's like they are encouraging everyone to go because they're just selling tickets starting tomorrow. Oh, guys, guess what I just heard? Tickets go on sale tomorrow also for Canelo versus Caleb Plant, finally. Tickets finally go on sale tomorrow.
I was wondering what's going on with that because we haven't. The fight's not even on box rack last night. So
yeah, I'm putting out an article later tonight announcing this, that tickets are actually going on sale tomorrow for Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. Yeah.
I wonder how much they're going to be going for. Really expensive.
Oh, gosh, it's going to be outrageous. And once again, they need a huge live gate.
They do.
To help them with this mammoth purse.
50 million purse.
$50 million guaranteed. And after the financial bloodbath of Pacquiao versus
10 million is
Ugas.
for Plant. So
yeah, 10 million is Caleb Plant, 40 million is Canelo Alvarez. And you can't tell me that after the financial bloodbath of Pacquiao versus Ugas, they lost their ass. You can't tell me that Fox and PBC are happy. I mean, they're really putting themselves out there. And I guarantee you, Fox right now is really regretting committing to guaranteeing this $50 million gate.
I mean, Joseph, like, who do you got in that fight, by the way? Who you picking?
Excuse me.
Sorry, against Plant Canelo. Who you got?
Oh, yeah, of course. Canelo Alvarez. He's in his fighting prime at 168 pounds, and he's the most active fighter in boxing. And in my opinion, I really like Caleb Plant. I just don't think he has the power to get that respect. Yeah, I think it's going to look a lot like, in my opinion, it's going to look a lot like the fight we just saw on Top Rank, in which Gabriel Flores Jr. just got upset by the hard-nosed, aggressive Lopez. Yep. I think it's going to look a lot like that, where I don't think Caleb Plant's going to have the power to keep Canelo Alvarez off of him, keep him from closing the distance, and just wrecking him effectively on the inside.
You already know how I feel about this. So, everybody does, so I'm not even going to regurgitate it, to be fair.
Yep, we know.
Everyone knows. Yeah.
But in my opinion, to the panel, everyone, they're cutting their nose to spite their face, because they could have just sent Plant over to
the zone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
I mean, this is PBC's whole. I mean, their whole network, and is flawed, because, like, how many fights have they stifled? Can anybody, you make a list? How many fights have they just messed up over the years? And it sure didn't happen.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It would have been really out of order, considering they've never let hardly any of their other fighters take the own money.
Everything's in the house. Everything's in the house.
Like, you let Plant get the money. So it's they have been consistent. They have been consistent, and with refusing to let their fighters go over onto the zone. They've just got a personal vendetta against Eddie Hearn, I think.
Mm-hmm. Let me just say, shouts out to Graham Taylor for the super chat. Happy late birthday, Lady Shan. Thank you, Graham. Massively appreciated for dropping that quarter of a dub on your girl. Yeah, thanks. We in the £5 brackets. We in the pound land. We're pounds here, where everybody's used to the dollars, isn't it? When we send it over, it's the pounds. When we receive them, it's good to see a pound. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you. Massively appreciated. Yeah, massively appreciated. My thoughts on that, I've already gone through that, but we did David Haye calling out Tyson Fury.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Can I say this one last thing about David Haye, please?
Yeah.
I'll say this. And this is the only positive that came out of this. One, I love the fact that David Haye carried his boy and didn't make an example out of him. He showed great sportsmanship and what the sport of boxing is truly all about. Athleticism and sportsmanship. Mm-hmm. It's always been a gentleman's sport, unlike the UFC and MMA, where when your opponent gets hurt, he goes into the corner, you go into the neutral corner, and you allow him 10 seconds to recover. You don't just, when he falls to the canvas, you don't just jump on top of him and beat the snot out of him.
Right.
Okay. Boxing has always been a gentleman's sport. And I think that's exactly the way I think that's exactly the reason why Vitor Belfort reacted the way he did.
Maybe, it's funny, Joseph. It's funny you said, because like not too long ago there was a in Fight Kid, it was a matchroom card on a fight. It was a fight camp. I think it was maybe Fight Week 2. There was a prospect that Eddie Hearn signed, heavyweight prospect. I think the guy's name is Johnny Fisher. And
Yes.
Oh yeah.
he went out and did the business, but like he was very, very gentleman-like and very caring as to how he hurt. I mean, he knocked the guy in the ropes and
Yeah,
literally
he
helped him
knocked
back to his
someone
feet.
down.
I mean,
Yeah,
he helped
and
him back
he
to his
helped
feet,
him
and
back
he was
up
real
or
like,
something.
he showed real like gentleman courtesy in that fight, and
Yeah.
that's what made me like him even more. And, I mean, I got to keep
That's
eyeing
it,
Johnny
guys.
Fisher.
Because
I
I
like
think
this
he
guy.
hit
That's
him.
it.
I think
That's it.
he hit him after the bell, and
Yeah.
an
I think
accident.
he knocked him into the ropes, and he literally helped the guy back to his feet, like everything like that, make sure he was all right. Like, oh, man, I like this Johnny Fisher guy. He's a cool cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it exactly. Boxing has
Yeah.
always been about athleticism and sportsmanship and competition, and it's never been about violence or brutality. And
Right.
it's always been a gentleman's sport. I will say this one last thing about David Haye. You saw glimpses, and you saw how crafty he was once again in how it's amazing. I think people forgot about this because he was such a hard puncher, the haymaker. They forgot how crafty he was defensively, how slippery he was, how hard to hit he was. And it's amazing how he will hide behind that left shoulder, lean away, and turn his head into a smaller target for his opponent. He is absolutely brilliant defensively, and that's one of the reasons why he was as good as he was. And he was so hard to hit, and he really never took a lot of punishment until he couldn't move, until he didn't have two wheels against Tony Bellew. But if you saw that fight card and you saw that performance, you were reminded in glimpses of how special David Haye used to be in his prime. That's the only positive that I'll take from it.
But
I think David Haye.
Sorry, go ahead, Lee.
I was saying, I think the most damage David Haye caused was himself on the weights bench that he used to blow himself up. He's not naturally.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I've been hearing that he's not a natural heavyweight; he's just a cruiserweight. That's true, right? Yeah.
I think he came into that fight about 216, 211, 216. He came in really light anyway. So that
I think Lady Shan knows how I feel about PEDs in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, look, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Mm-hmm. And that's always the byproduct of someone who actually has taken PEDs to bulk up. It's your ligaments, your muscles, your shoulder, your joints, your bones. Those are the things that always go out. This is a reason why David Haye was injury prone, a lot like Vitaly Klitschko. Because he's a product of doing PEDs.
Really?
Look at his body. Look at his joints. Everything started to tear the older he got. Okay, and once again, it's consistent with all of Vitaly Klitschko's injuries and the reason why he had to retire as well. His knees would tear on a regular basis. His shoulders, meniscus, everything. His rotator cuff. Everything was getting torn. And that's what happens when you bulk up and put on that muscle very quickly. Your joints can't handle it.
Yeah. Too much stress on the joints.
And, I would say this in front of David Haye's face, and he would probably agree.
I mean, the only thing I would say to combat that
Can I just say, Pimp My Sniper, thank you for the £2 super chat. Didn't know it was your B-day. Yeah, it was my B-day on Friday. Thank you very much for the super chat. Massively appreciated. Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah, the only thing I would say to counter that would be that David Haye is always appreciated or always taken care of his body. He's always looked good. So I wouldn't necessarily, I've never actually thought that he's used PEDs to blow himself up. He sounds like somebody that loves the gym, that loves to work out, loves to be in a place where there's lots of mirrors, loves a six-pack. And so I didn't think that was the case. I just thought it was more a case of he made his body too big to be a heavyweight when he wasn't naturally a heavyweight. But what you're saying is making sense. It could well be. I mean, the guy is a complete hustler. I've got to respect that about the man. The way the man's able to get money. I mean, he's been fooling people since his broken toe with the Klitschko fight. All before then, every press conference, it's going to be a tear up. It's going to be a tear up. That's all he kept going, knowing full well. Couldn't stand.
Didn't he say that? Didn't he say that before he fought Ollie Harrison?
Of course.
I need this guy.
This NBA fight was
He could
Harrison
sell.
Kane.
He could sell igloos. He could
Look.
sell snow to Eskimos.
Oh, David Haye's a brilliant salesperson. Yeah, he's a brilliant salesman, and he's a promoter's wet dream. You love to have that kind of client.
Yeah.
Good-looking guy, knockout power, great gift of gab. He's like, I would have loved to have done PR with for David Haye. That would have been an easy assignment.
Easy.
But Leon, and look, this is just my opinion, is a product of just me being around the sport and covering the sport for over 20 years, and I'm very cynical. And in my opinion, everyone on the elite level is doing this. Everybody. That's why it wasn't shocking to me about Oscar Valdez testing positive. It wasn't, and in my opinion, everyone at the elite level is doing it. It's like and once again, the reason why they do it, and it's still no guarantee that you're going to win, because you still need those skills.
Yeah.
Like Canelo Alvarez, even if he is juicing, it's still a product of his skill, as good as he is.
Right.
And it's the same with David Haye. It's the same with Tyson Fury. It's the same with anybody. It's still no guarantee that you're going to be a world champion, but it does give you the physical capability to be able to compete at the elite level. But that's still no guarantee that you're going to win.
Now you're going to win.
So
yeah,
in my opinion, the only reason why these tests are as stringent as they are is because it helps the riders, the promoters, the sanctioning organizations, all of these companies and factions that are making money off of these two guys kill themselves in the ring. It helps them sleep better at night. But you could actually make a strong argument that PEDs have actually made the sport safer. It's not the same. Go look at all of these wars that we used to have in the 70s and the 80s. Do you ever see those anymore?
No.
Not really.
No, and do you know why? Because they respect their opponent's power now. They understand that if they sit in the pocket and exchange like the good old days, well, there's a very good chance they could be knocked out with one clean shot.
Right. That's
so
correct.
fighters do not engage the way they used to anymore, and you see less serious brain injury. Like you used to see that all the time. And I brought this up on our show, Lady Shan.
Yeah.
Look at Emil Griffith killing Benny the Kid Perret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. PEDs weren't a factor in that era.
No.
You saw more deaths on a regular basis back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
Yep. I mean, by the way, Joseph,
But
I like how you pointed an example of how, like, PED use doesn't, like magically amplify your skills. Because a good example of this actually is Josh Taylor had a fight back in the World Boxing Super Series against a guy named Ryan Martin. Ryan Martin tested positive after the fight, and Josh Taylor beat the crap out of that guy.
Yep. And Ryan Martin was undefeated at the time. He was one of America's hottest prospects at 140 pounds. Yeah, it's just like it's just like there's a reason, guy, in the sport of baseball. There's a reason why there's no salary cap, and you can have the biggest payroll because it's no guarantee that you're going to win the World Series and win it all. But if you want to go to the playoffs and compete at that level, you're going to have to spend that money. It's the same concept in PEDs. Look, if you want to be able to compete with the big boys in the elite level of any division, guys, you're going to have to join the party. And everyone in boxing knows this.
Yeah.
Everyone in boxing knows this. But once again, I'm a cynic. I mean, it's just that I've been around the sport long enough. It is the dirtiest, darkest secret in boxing right now. You ask anybody, ask anyone off the record. Okay, I'm the only loudmouth that'll tell you on the record. And Lady Shan will tell you that I have no problem letting my mouth just get ahead of me, and I don't care. But yeah, ask anyone in this industry. Ask Paulie Malignaggi. Right. Ask him what he thinks. Ask Ronnie Shields.
I actually have, but but it's off the record, so I can't state what he said.
No, I already know. We're friends as well.
Yeah.
But guys, it's like I'm the only one within the boxing industry that I know of that doesn't mind just stating the truth.
I mean,
And
that's the problem.
everyone is doing this, and testing is a joke.
Yeah.
Hang on, AJ, one sec. Let Joseph
sorry,
finish.
but go ahead.
No, this is the last thing I'm going to say. Dude, all it is, the only reason why testing is there, so it doesn't drive away sponsorship. And also it helps the promoters, everyone
Sleep at
involved,
night.
organizing the event, making money off of these fighters, helps them sleep at night. That they're making money and finding entertainment value in watching these two guys hurt themselves.
Right. Can I just read? Go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Let me just do the super chat. Rider of the Storm, thank you for the super chat, for throwing that quarter of a dub on you, girl. Salute to the beautiful Lady Shan, Queen Lady Shan, and the panel, and everyone in the chat. So he's saying hey, hey to everybody. Thank you, Rider of the Storm. Thank you. Appreciated.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lee.
Cool.
Go ahead, Lee.
No, I was just gonna say, well, you know, those fights back then, Emil Griffith and Benny Perrette and all them Jr., they had several fights. I remember that. But also, way back in the day, way before then, those fighters fought like several rounds. They fought way past 15 rounds. The gloves, I'm not sure if it was smaller, but those gloves were horsehair, so they did more damage. You know what I mean?
Well, they all do damage, Lisa. And honestly, most people, and Leon knows this. Leon can attest to this, right? The improvement in glove is not that it makes it feel better. Not when it hits you in the face. Okay, a grown man punching you with any size glove, even 16 ounces, it's not going to feel downy soft, right?
Yeah.
It's to protect your hands.
Yeah.
Gloves they've never been there for safety of your opponent.
No.
They're always to protect your tools, your work tools, right?
Oh, no,
They've never been to protect your opponent.
Right. And now the gloves are thumbless. You know, they don't get poked in the eye like they used to. What I'm saying is, okay, so now fighters are more, I mean, there was always defensive fighters. Don't get me wrong, that goes back in history, but what I'm saying is today how the guys are fighting, it's not bringing like new fans to the sport, if you know what I mean, because people live in the heyday of the classics and this and that, but is it really drawing more people to our sport?
No, because the product has changed, and that's been one of my biggest gripes with the sport of boxing. PEDs, it's changed the product forever. Like, just fighters are more explosive. I mean, when did you ever see guys at 112 and 115 pounds knocking guys out with one shot? You never saw that before. But now everyone is explosive. Everyone has power. Right? And so it's changed the game. It's made fighters a lot more tentative in nature. They're less likely to engage in a war in the center of the ring.
I think what's happening as well is you got competing promotional outfits that are less likely to engage with their fighters, so we're getting less of the fights that we want as fans. We can name off we can each name off about 5 fights that we all desperately wanted to happen that have not happened and probably won't happen. You know,
Indeed.
It's a joke, and this is what's allowed the spaces for people like Triller to come in and put on these circus bouts to come up in between, in the gap, because fight fans are starved of the actual fights they want. We're being force-fed mismatches and fights no one's calling for, being put on damn pay-per-view a lot of the damn time. It's a joke. It's just too much.
You're right on the money, Leon. Absolutely, sir.
Coach Malachi has said the same thing. Yeah, you're right. Using PEDs.
See, Coach knows.
You will not win the fight. Yeah, it just gives you some stamina. It doesn't it doesn't guarantee it. Yeah, it helps you. Yeah.
What it does guarantee is that you'll be able to compete at that level.
Yeah.
But it's no guarantee that you're going to win.
I think some people need it psychologically. When you look at all the concoction that Gerald Miller was taking, that seemed to me like somebody that psychologically was scared and didn't think he could compete without having something in his system to help him go in. It was just too damn much. I mean, like he just pumped himself. I'd be surprised if this guy lives to the age of Evander Holyfield.
You know what? That's a very insightful point, Leon. Yeah, that was a mental issue, in my opinion. That's absurd, because every strength and conditioning coach knows how to. They know how to pass these tests.
Mix and blend.
They all know. I mean, I've had some that are going to remain nameless laugh about being able to pass. Just as long as they know they're getting tested 2 days in advance, they can pass any test.
Right.
Like all of these new drugs that come in every single year are developed in South America, and they're ahead of the testing curve. And so you cycle off of these, and with enough time, with enough notice that you're going to get tested, yeah, you can pass anything. Strength and conditioning coaches have laughed about it. Like, you look at the other sports, the testing protocol is a joke.
Yeah. Wow.
Remember, it was a fight I saw years ago. Well, I saw it. And this guy was one of the first strength and conditioning coach. I'm trying to remember what fight it was. Was it what's the guy's name from Texas? Was it one of his fights?
Which fighter, Lisa?
I'm trying to think. Was it what's the guy's name from Texas?
One of the
No.
Is it a new Texas fighter or an older Texas fighter?
No, an older one.
What weight class was he in?
Like 160, 140 something. Was it I know his name. I love him. Was it Donald Curry? No, not Don Curry.
I
Was it
love
Terry
Donald
Norris?
Curry too.
Was it Terry Norris? I saw it was, I don't know if it was that fight, one of those. I saw it. I have it somewhere. It was a strength and that's when they first started doing it.
Yeah, Coach Ronnie brought up on the show last week. Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah, I'll let you know. I can't think of it now.
He was, Coach Ronnie was like, look, no one was popped. No one failed tests before strength and conditioning coaches infiltrated our beloved boxing.
Yeah.
We didn't have this problem back then. No one failed tests. No one had these issues until we got these strength and conditioning coaches that were ostracized by other sports and other Olympic competitions, and they've made their way to boxing. Now, guess what? We all have this problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Could I ask everybody a question? Do you think that strength and conditioning coaches are like really needed for boxing?
No.
The fighters, you think?
Quickly answer this so we can move on to the next segment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lady Chan, go ahead, ma'am.
My bad.
No worries. So moving on. So we had that. Now we're gonna go up to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. There's a lot about this, but we won't spend too much time about the lack of promotion. They're trying to ramp it up a little bit at the minute. Deontay Wilder basically accusing Tyson Fury of lying, of having COVID.
Well, that's a shocker. That's a shocker. Oh boy, no. I can tell you guys that he got COVID, right?
No, Sean. You say Fury's a liar, you're a hater. You can't say Fury's a liar, can you?
Look. No. You can say it all he wants because he has a very almost proven track record to mislead the media and everyone in the sport. But in this case, he had COVID. Javen's a very dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he had COVID. And that's one of the reasons why he was getting touched up in sparring. They knew something was wrong. So they said, you know what? There's something wrong. Shut this down. And they got him tested. Yeah, he had COVID.
Okay, so I just don't believe much of what comes out of Tyson Fury's mouth, to be honest. I'm just skeptical of everything he says.
You're damn bien. Me neither. So.
And he deserves that. And he deserves that. And he deserves that.
To go back and forth and go at you, you pointing out his lies. I just don't get it. If someone's a known liar that's been lying multiple times and they're called a liar, you have to suck it up and say, do you know what? Because for me, all boxers lie. All promoters lie. It's part of their thing. You know? Yeah, exactly. But Tyson Fury is on another level. It's like he can lie in one sentence and people still believe him. The guy has people hypnotized. I'm sure of it.
He lies, and then he absolutely contradicts himself in one foul swoop. But then Deontay Wilder's a liar as well, so you know.
Well, here's the difference, right? Tyson Fury knows that he's lying. Deontay Wilder can't tell the difference between the truth or fiction.
I mean, like
the difference, guys.
It's Joseph. It's funny you said it because in his mind, he probably actually thinks he's the greatest heavyweight who ever lived.
Oh, he does. Look, that's the reason why he couldn't handle getting beat. Because he truly bought into that brilliant promotion from PBC, Fox, ESPN, and Top Rank. Yep. They did a great job promoting that second fight. And they were comparing him to guys like George Foreman, Muhammad Ali. Oh, Joe Louis. Oh, he's arguably the greatest puncher we've ever seen in the sport. And he bought into his own bullshit.
He bought it too. He drank his own Kool-Aid.
Yep, not realizing that PBC was trying to make this fight seem a lot more interesting than it was.
Joseph, did they lose money on the second fight, putting that second fight on?
Well, if you're asking that question, you already know the answer to it, sister. They lost their ass. Yeah.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Because they spent so much money promoting that event, and because the guaranteed purse was so big, a la Canelo versus Plant, between $55 and $60 million, even though they made a huge live gate, they still lost money because it only sold around 800,000 units purchases on pay-per-view domestically.
I mean, Joseph. Joseph. Whose bright idea was it to guarantee both of them those large purses when they're not even worth that much? They don't generate that much on a regular basis.
It was designed.
That's why it lost money.
You guys already know this. Look, and this has been his modus operandi, and this is one of the reasons why the business model that Al Heyman actually puts forth, it very seldom succeeds for any platform, because he's an advisor first. His modus operandi and his primary obligation is to his clients. So his primary objective is to make his fighters as much money as he possibly can, consistently inflating their purses, but making it virtually impossible for the networks to actually turn a profit. It's not a sustainable business model. And even though he's proven to be great for his fighters, his clients, he is terrible for the health of the sport.
Yep.
I disagree that he's been great for his fighters. I mean,
let me rephrase that. He's great for a handful of his fighters.
Yeah, I mean, when you said
not all.
I think their purses came from the DAZN offer to Wilder to face Joshua. When they've offered Wilder 40 million for 2 fights and 20 million for his Brazil fight against Joshua, they've then had to kind of give him something comparable. So then they gave him a blown up purse for the Ortiz rematch. And then they've had to give them 50-50 for the Fury rematch. And I think that's what's put them in. And I think they've now given them, they signed a rematch clause on the trip to make the trilogy. And that was done pre-COVID. But that's all locked in. So now they've come after COVID and all the money's booked. They're still locked into having to give these guys the same amount. So the hole that they're in is actually going to get deeper. And I think I think both Top Rank and PBC are going to take a mega hit on this, and they need to recoup that with other places.
Yeah, and once again, they're not going to make it up with Canelo versus Plant. I mean, think about this. According to what Bruce Trampler told me, right, of Top Rank, they needed to sell between 1.1 and 1.2 million units on pay-per-view in order just to break even.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about this. They had spots in the Super Bowl last year promoting that event, right? So they spent well over $6-7 million promoting the event, just on promotion. They thought their target was 2 million purchases. But think about it. It was Fury versus Wilder.
Yeah.
And piracy,
I mean,
and once again, it sheds light on the biggest problem of the business of boxing, and that's piracy.
Because millions of people pirated the fight. Millions of people streamed it.
Well, I'll give you the exact number. I wrote an article on it. Almost 20 million globally.
Oh.
Illegally streamed Wilder versus Fury 2.
And they were all Wilder fans because they're cheap.
How many? How many globally? How many?
You're the man,
million.
Leon.
How many?
20 million.
I don't see
20
how.
million globally illegal. 20 mil.
Yeah, a lot.
Yep, almost 20 million globally. Yeah. That's a, so guys, and once again, I'm taking too much time with the business end of things. And I could spend an entire hour just discussing the business, guys. But so I'm gonna log off here. I'm gonna let you guys chat because I've got a big mouth, and this is kind of what I do for a living. So
we're gonna wrap the show up together. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Well, no, it's I just looked at the clock. I do have to go, but I'm going to be going live later on. I hope you guys can join me. I'm going to be going live at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Tell them where they can find you.
Okay, I'm going to be on War Week Radio Network, guys. Find me on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. And I'm going to be talking all about, and this is the reality, guys, of Crawford versus Porter, how this deal got made. And no, guys, it wasn't because of Eddie Hearn. I'll explain exactly how this deal was made and why it was.
Just a light, quick rundown before you go.
Okay. Well, look, the reason why this was such a, the only way that this deal gets made is if this is a collaborative effort between PBC and Top Rank. And unfortunately, PBC, they've spread themselves way thin. And this is one of the reasons why it didn't look good initially that this fight was made. Okay, but honestly, if Eddie Hearn were interested in shelling out between anything over $10 million for this fight, Bob Arum would have allowed it because Bob Arum and Top Rank are no longer in the Bud Crawford business.
Right.
Think about this. If Eddie Hearn bids and is interested and tells them, hey, you know what? We'll pay $10 million for this to put on DAZN. Arum would have gone sold. Because think about this. Not only do they get another promoter, another network, to pay for that $4 million guarantee for Terrence Crawford, but guess what? Bob Arum and Top Rank finally make money off of one of his events and get 20% of his purse. If it's $10 million, that's $6 million. They make $2 million for not doing a damn thing.
Right.
So they wanted Eddie Hearn. They were hoping Eddie Hearn would have been interested in this.
Yeah.
So the only way this fight got made, guys, is that they had to get PBC to guarantee a huge part of Sean Porter's purse. And so they're going to try to make it back because it's around, hovering around, from what I understand, a $10 million purse, between 9 and 10 million.
Well, I hope.
So they're going to try to make all that money back on ESPN pay-per-view later on.
And it's 60-40 deal. So if it's a 10 million, so 6 million goes to what? To Crawford then? Or?
Yes, Crawford and Sean Porter. Well, he's
and it is going to be a pay-per-view.
We have to support.
Yes, it's going to be pay-per-view on ESPN. So here it is, and here's where PBC came in, right? Top Rank was only willing to put forth so much of their budget towards this fight because they have no confidence that anyone's going to purchase this because of piracy. They have no confidence that they're going to make their money back. So the only way this fight gets made is if PBC guarantees a huge part of Sean Porter's purse. So he's probably going to be making just as much as Terrence Crawford, but it's not going to be coming out of Top Rank's pocket. Now, once the last thing I'm going to tell you guys about this, right?
Yeah.
And this is why it was such a tough sell. Most people don't realize Top Rank, they get paid from ESPN. They've got a per annum budget of $83 million. And they're expected to put forth 30 events per year. Do the math. That's less than $3 million per event. And when you've got a Terrence Crawford fight that is anywhere from 6 million to 10 million. That's such a huge chunk of their annual budget. That's why they're not interested in Terrence Crawford any longer. And you're going to see him leave Top Rank after this fight.
Yep, he'll be out. Wow.
So anyway,
Thanks,
that's it, guys.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
Thank you so much.
God bless you too. Did you got a channel
Thank
or a
you,
YouTube
Jay.
channel? What was it again?
Yeah. It's my insignia. It's named after my mentor, Don Warwick Jargon. It's Warwick Radio Network on YouTube, guys. Please subscribe and please come visit me at 9 o'clock this evening.
Yep.
Take care, guys.
Catch you on the flip side, Jay. Thank you,
sister. God bless you guys.
Bye. Hang on, we got it's dropped out. So yeah, so in my opinion, guys, I was still of, do I want this fight to happen? This Porter Crawford fight, Crawford Porter fight, should I say? Yes, I do, but I just don't. I don't trust boxing right now. So for me,
I'm with Lady Chan. I'm with you, Lady Chan. I'm not popping the bottles just yet. I'm not celebrating.
I'm not until I see ding ding and they're both in the ring.
And until they're both in the ring facing each other and the ref is reading them instructions. Okay, that's when we know the fight's on.
Yeah, because we keep seeing in this 11th hour things going wrong. And I'm not being pessimistic just for no reason, but at the end of the day, look at all the fights that we haven't got that we thought we was going to get.
Yeah, but they like Fury Joshua. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, or look at Ergovich and Hunter. Eddie bidded and won the bid on that, and then Michael Hunter said, "No, I don't want to do the fight now."
Nope, don't want that smoke. Let me go to trailer and waste my time with Mike Wilson.
Yeah. Do you understand? So for me, do I really want this fight to happen? God, yes, because I love Bud Crawford. Him and AJ, favorite fighters, but I just don't have. I don't have the full faith in Porter. Not saying that Porter's known as a duck. I've just known that leading up to this is taking years to make anyway. And
he's PBC.
There was just too much body language from Porter that just showed that he wasn't really that chuffed about this fight. If I hope I'm wrong. But I don't know. I hope I'm wrong.
Lady Chen, are you talking about the interview we had with after the Triller thing? Yeah, I mean, because like he was asked, like, I'm hearing rumors about. Yep, the rumors are true. Like, why don't you just say if you're fighting the man or not? Is that too hard to say? I mean, is it not official yet? I mean, why not just come out and say, oh yeah, it's in the works. We're trying to get the deal done now. It's a fight I really want. Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, no, but the rumors are true. They're strong. Yeah, they're strong. But just say if you're fighting the man. It's not that hard.
Yeah, just say it. Like, I don't understand why. And every time he was addressed, he squirmed, and it's just his body language. I don't know, but maybe could be wrong. But like I said, I'm not rushing to pop no bottles right now. Sorry.
You know me though, Shan. Eternal optimist. I believe we're going to have a decent summer. So I like to believe in stuff. I'm hoping we see that fight. I think we really need it. We've had so much drops over the summer. It's been terrible.
Because nothing has been happening at welterweight right now. The welterweight division needs that fight to close off the year.
It's been bad. Lise, what is your take on it?
I agree. We need this fight. I mean, boxing needs this fight. The welterweight division needs this fight. Bud needs this fight so he can really put somebody on his welterweight resume.
And put everybody on notice.
Right. People stop saying he hasn't fought anybody. It's not like he hasn't tried to get these big fights. So it's like, boxing needs this fight. This should be the fight that everybody should be coming to purchase the pay-per-view and watch it. This is a great fight it's a great fight. Two top guys in welterweight.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. Let's say the fight does go down and Crawford does win. And let's just say he even manages it. Let's say he beats Porter in decisive fashion or even stops him. He won't get credit. I mean, we'll get credit, but his haters will continue to still hate on him. He's going to have to do more and beat somebody else. I mean, it's never going to end.
But at least he's fighting somebody. It's a live body. It's a live body.
Yeah. And it's a good name. It's a good name on the resume to have at 147. It's a blessed name to have on that resume, 147. Do I think Bud will beat him? Hell yeah. Porter is not beating Bud. Sorry. But hey,
Artist tailor made. He's tailor made for budget.
Introducing Mark Unrivaled. What's up, Mark?
What's
Good
good,
evening.
Mark? What's God
Good
bless?
evening.
Good evening.
What's good, Mark?
What's that,
How's
man?
everyone? I'm
What's
great.
good, Mark?
How's everyone?
We all right, man. We all right. We're here. Tell me, talk to us.
Which part of the topic are we on?
Bud Crawford Porter.
Oh yeah, I really hope it happens. I'm trying not to get too hopeful. Boxing has put us into a very, very pessimistic state as fans. I think that's the best way of putting it. A lot of us have become very pessimistic. You'll notice that over the years we're always like, oh, it'll be the next fight, it'll be the next fight. And now what everybody is saying is yeah, we're not getting any fights. We're not getting any. So we're normally an optimistic bunch because we have to be to stick around with all of the marination going on. And now with COVID and apparent injuries and everything, like we're getting more injuries than ever during COVID. Like it's ridiculous how many just injuries we're getting and fights not taking place. Who knows what the purpose of that is? If it's legit injuries, if it's legit COVID, or if it's like ticket sales aren't going too well. So there's where our pessimism comes from. I hope it happens. It gives Crawford a very credible name, a guy who's been in there with pretty much everybody, who's given a good account of himself in all of the fights that he's been in. Some people feel he beat Thurman. Some people feel he beat Danny Garcia. Gave Spence a very good fight, even though he got dropped. Some people even think he won that fight. I actually thought he won it myself when I scored it live.
I did.
Yeah. So I feel as though he's just a really tough, strong, powerful veteran, and he brings something that Crawford's not fought against: a pacey, explosive, aggressive fighter. Crawford's never fought against anybody like that in his career, in any division. Nobody who has that much strength or pace. So I hope it happens. There's value in it. I favor Bud, but as film study will go, maybe things will change because it's going to be interesting because Porter does well against southpaws. Look how he did with Devin Alexander, prime Devin Alexander. Look how he did against Spence. And I know Crawford is better counterpunching from his southpaw stance than his orthodox stance. So it'll be very interesting to see.
Do you believe the fight's going to happen?
I'm pessimistic, but yes, I do.
As well.
I just have a feeling that like when shows are predominantly on ESPN, the fighters don't test positive. Tio tested that Triller, but it's a co-promotion with Wilder and Fury, and I feel like there was more reasons behind that pushback. I feel like this one will actually happen because it is ESPN dominant, and they were the first organization to come back and do the whole bubble situation. So they'll be very on top of Crawford, especially. I'm not too sure with Porter. I hope he remains clean, but they tend to be very self-isolated, him and Kenny. They go out into remote locations away from everybody. So I think we will actually get this one. I'd be very surprised if we don't.
And big up Blood Boxing because we got you, my brother, and he said, "Oh, they probably get one of them probably get COVID." I don't want to say it. Yeah, well, it's a possibility, like you said, but Mark, if they take the option of taking care of themselves, keeping themselves isolated, it's they're making so much money. That's the least that you can bloody do. Do you know what I mean? Be responsible. And anyway, we've got someone coming through. I'm introducing, introducing. New media today, USA Boxing. What's up, Coach Malachi?
What's good?
What up, Coach?
God bless, man.
Can he hear you?
What's up, Coach?
All right, there we go. I know you can hear me now.
Yep, you good.
Yeah. What's good?
God bless, man. How are you?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mal. Chop it up, you guys. Sorry, I'm just addressing some things.
No, hey, listen, I have a quick question. What the brother man said that he said the fight was made, it wasn't because of Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, he said
he's after leaving, but yeah, I agree with him.
All right, so I want to ask. It's a question I want to ask. Now, of course, we know Eddie Hearn didn't make this deal or nothing like that. We know that. I'm not saying that at all. My question is this. Terrence Crawford, my mind went blank. Terrence Crawford has been with Top Rank, has been in the welterweight division for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
For some strange reason, the 3 years he's been over there, Bob Arum in Top Rank, Bob Arum in PBC, Terrence Crawford has not been able to make a fight with any welterweight from the PBC. The 3 years he's been over there.
Agreed.
It took a sanctioning body to mandate that Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter fight each other. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't even be having a discussion about a Terrence Crawford or Sean Porter fight. Mm-hmm. Because the 3 years Terrence Crawford's been over there, he has been unable, or you could say that the 3 years he's been over there, a PBC fighter has been unable, however you want to look at it, to land Crawford in the ring or Crawford land one of those guys in the ring. So my question is, all of a sudden, Bob Arum, who he don't like, Al Heyman don't like him, all of a sudden now we got to come together and do a deal because this fight has been sent to purse bid, and if it goes to purse bid, there's going to be anybody who can come along and win this bid or whatever the case may be. What made them all of a sudden, after 3 years, say, hey, you know what? We don't want it to go to purse bid. We're going to make this fight happen because of we get money or whatever. Like, explain that to me. Like, I don't know.
I think it's because Porter has fought all of the PBC welterweights that he can. So I think that where that card's been played, they now say, okay, we've matched you up against all of our top guys. We'll feed you to Crawford and see whether you can beat him. That's what I think. It's because he's faced all of the in-house. He's done all the in-house fights already, all of the decent ones.
Right, and Porter. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I can give my reasoning behind it. This is Crawford's last fight on his Top Rank deal.
Yep. He's done.
So from my own point of view, the whole situation. This is his last fight on his Top Rank deal. He can go anywhere else he wants to.
Yep.
If Eddie was excessively interested in that fight, he would have given them Top Rank an offer and PBC an offer for the fight. It doesn't need to go to purse bid for him to do that. He could have. And I believe Bob would have said yes if there was an offer put in there. And it would make sense for Eddie to make that offer, right? Because it allows him to bring the guy over, show him the money they have at the zone, keep him sweet, and then sign him coming off of that. And then Top Rank are in a win-win 100%. Money gain guaranteed without any risk of loss. And we all know Bob Arum, he'll take that every single day. The reason why I don't believe that's the case is because Eddie didn't make that offer. And even if there is a purse bid situation, it doesn't mean Eddie's going to make the bid. It literally doesn't. Triller could have bid on it. Roy Binsky could have bid on it. Mm-hmm. But I feel as though they didn't want it to go to purse bid predominantly because Crawford could have walked away from the fight and left the title go vacant if he didn't get enough money out of it based off of the percentage of split. Because if one company had have offered 3 million and the other offered 4 million, right? All of a sudden, Crawford's down to 3 million, lower than his guarantee. So it makes sense that Al also could be looking at the idea of, hey, you're on your last fight over there with ESPN. I've got this guy here who doesn't have amazing stock value. I can cut a deal with Bob here where we can take our guy's purse and we can subsidize it to a strong extent, make money on the back end to some extent as well, whilst you take the brunt of the damage, whilst paying him his guaranteed purse.
Well, the flip side of that is this. The flip side of that is this, though. But if Sean Porter, let's say we run with your narrative, what you just ran with. Let's say we run with what you're saying, right? The flip side of that is this.
But okay.
No. The flip side of that is this. If Sean Porter, I can tell you right now, Terrence Crawford was not going to walk away from it and lose his belt. I can tell you that.
Possibly not. We're talking about risk. Risk.
Right. I'm telling you how I know for a fact because I've spoken to someone in his camp. I know that for a fact he wasn't going to do that. Now, Sean Porter, Al Heyman could have turned around and say, "Look here, Sean Porter could have said, look here, man, this not enough money in this for me." Because Sean Porter won a career high payday out of this fight. He doesn't want the $2 million he got paid for Errol Spence and the rest of the money on the back end. He wanted more money. Mm-hmm. He wanted more money. He clearly said that. So if it wasn't enough money, you could take a flip side and say, you know what, but Sean Porter could have been the one that walked away. Mm-hmm. Because Crawford is not going to walk away to lose his belt, right? But Sean Porter could walk away as well. What made Al Heyman all of a sudden, out of the 3 years, all of a sudden, like, this is the fight here. This is the one that we're going to make with Bob Arum. Al Heyman hates Bob Arum.
Yeah.
This is a known fact. Al Heyman hates Bob Arum.
Just like Fury and Wilder. The reason, as I said, which you did ignore.
What's that?
Well, quite simply, Crawford is coming out of Top Rank contract.
I know that. I know that for a fact.
That's why Al would want to coexist and feed him a PBC welterweight, because it makes it more likely he'll go over if he knows they're willing to play ball with him if he's with them. And that's why he waited till this moment, because he's on the very last fight.
Yeah, I disagree with that, but we just disagree on that subject matter. But
okay. Right. So the reason is because they were afraid Eddie Hearn was going to make a poor spit.
No, I'm just saying. No, we there's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to convince you. There's nothing that you're going to say that's going to convince me. So we can just agree to disagree, and we can move on. I disagree with you. You disagree with me. That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Can I say this?
I'm just quoting Bruce Trump. That's all I'm.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, can I say this? It's weird. It relates to what Mark and you and Coach are talking about. It's weird because they were saying the purse bid was today in Puerto Rico or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And that deal was made on the 11th hour, or might have been made already.
That 11th hour, 11th hour again. Good
right. Hour. And it's crazy because to me that purse bid thing was put out there like to confuse the bloodhounds, the sniffing.
Right. I agree with that. It's a possibility they could have had a deal made already. We just didn't know about it. And they just put that out there. That's a possibility too. Well, the thing is, we don't know.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah. This is the
thing. I don't
know
about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I was hoping that he would win the bid.
me too.
We did.
Me too. If he won it, they would have pulled Porter out of it. I don't think that. I couldn't see the PBC allowing Porter to go over to the zone personally.
Yeah. Again. Hey, Leon.
But if he won the bid, he had no choice though. So.
Hey, Leon. This is what I said too. Bob Arum and Al Heyman hate each other.
But not as much as Eddie.
But guess what? Guess who they hate more than each other? Eddie Hearn.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
They hate Eddie Hearn more. Like, listen, I spoken to someone. I'll tell you, I spoke to someone who has first-hand information. They hate Eddie Hearn together. We're not going to allow this fight to go to this guy.
No way.
There's no way this fight is going to this guy. Not a no person.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So that's, now, do I have any proof of this? No. Was I in the office? No. This is just speculation on my behalf. We're all just speculating because we don't know Al Heyman. We wasn't in the office with Bob Arum. We don't know what the hell going on. But that's just my feeling on it.
Yeah.
So.
As a rival promoter, Eddie Hearn is a very hateable person.
Leon, you say no way. Leon say Eddie Hearn a hateable person.
I don't hate Eddie Hearn at all. I think he opened his mouth and showed all his cards when he didn't have to, and that's what made them think, whoa, they knew, they already had the heads up that Eddie Hearn is going to be potentially bidding on this. It's open bidding for everybody. So they just.
Eddie Hearn, he said so. Eddie Hearn said he was. Didn't he say that? He said he was going to bid.
Yeah, and then he said, I sent them to, I sent my guy to Puerto Rico, and they were like, hell no.
Hey, but James Valdez, what he said, he said PBC has fights with the zone. You're right about that. But how many top fighters they have with the zone?
That's all. That's exactly.
They have Julio from the local pub in there, and Hobo
the,
Sam
the
and
two main ones would be the Revianchenko versus Golovkin, so the Revianchenko's PBC, and the another one is managed predominantly by the Zone, Danny Jacobs, and he's predominantly managed by the PBC for the first few fights of his DAZN situation, and the other one would be Andy Ruiz when he went over to fight Anthony Joshua.
Charles White is the original.
Yeah, you're right about that. But that's the only thing. Okay, the Danny Jacobs is his own man. Danny Jacobs is like, look, I want to go over here and fight. He's not like the other guys on the PBC. You got to call Al. You never hear Danny Jacobs say call Al.
Well, that's because Danny was part of the reason for that is Danny was one of their first signed fighters, so he didn't get in on the 365 deals. He was there before that, so that's why he had much more leeway. But they did send the Revianchenko and Andy over, and even Top Rank has worked with Eddie, and in a bit of a high profile fight. Jose Ramirez, who's pretty much Top Rank's biggest ticket seller out of Fresno, they sent him over to the Zone to fight Morris Hooker in a unification in Texas.
Right. Yes. Again, they like certain fighters there have do certain, I'm not saying they never work together like in life. I'm not saying that. They do work together, but the high profile fighters, Derenchenko ain't no damn body. He's all right. He's a good fighter. I'm not saying he's a bum. He's not a bum, but you won't see Jamel Charlo over there, Jamal Charlo. Basically,
and Derenchenko is probably a better boxer, but I
mean, down very good offers for that.
It's just that they will never have Jamal or any of the Charlos
or Errol Spence, Wilder. Listen, you'll see Andy Ruiz over there, but you won't see Wilder. You know what I mean?
I will say one thing. I do need to say this about the Revianchenko thing. I feel PBC didn't do right by the Revianchenko. I think they should have allowed that to be a purse bid situation anyway, because that was for a vacant belt and he was mandatory, and it would have been obligated. He gets 60 to the 40% for Golovkin as the second choice.
Right.
And because of what Golovkin's paid on contract, the Zone would have had to bid a lot of fucking money, and they could have made the Revianchenko millions and millions and millions. But instead, they sent him over for 1.2 million. I felt that was heinous. And I still feel that's heinous to this day, because if that was a purse bid situation, he could have got 25 million.
Wow. Can I be honest with you? I don't think they prioritize Derenchenko like that. That's what I mean. Like with the PBC saying, you can tell who their favorite fighters are. Errol Spence is Wilder and Errol Spence, probably Errol Spence. Errol Spence is number one. Wilder's one of their favorite guys. The Charlos
maybe.
Gervonta.
The Tank. Well, Tank. Yeah, well, he's with.
Santa Cruz.
Sorry.
I know Tank is with Floyd technically and Leonard, but they're a feeder for the PBC, just like Tom Brown's a feeder for the PBC.
Yeah.
Tank is pretty much PBC.
Yeah.
Keith Thurman used to be one of their top guys, but I don't know what's going on with Keith now. Leo Santa Cruz.
Keith ain't fought since 1979, so.
Leo Santa Cruz, one of their top guys. It's a lot of.
Needs to be seen on the Blood. Plus, this fight needs to be seen on the ESPN network.
Not Omar. It used to be Omar, but his brother, Figueroa, is a top fighter there.
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. Yeah. Because Omar hasn't been fighting.
I got a question. Is Nonito Donaire a PBC fighter or not? Is he going?
No, he's not actually a PBC. No, he's not contracted. He's not contracted.
Okay. The fight
he's got one manager.
That was a one-off. The fight he had with a was a one-off.
He's a free agent. He's got one manager. He's got no promoter. His manager is Rachel Donaire, his wife.
Okay.
There's plenty ways to have it.
Well, anyways, you know what? I don't care how the fight was made, who made it. We got the fight. That's all that goddamn matters. The fans win at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Right now, from what I'm looking at, saying we have bear with me one moment. I want to make sure I get this right. From what I'm looking at, we're closing the year out with 2021 may not be as bad as all. It may not be that bad at all.
We do have good fights in the fall.
We'll have AJ Usyk and we'll have this fight. So that's two good fights.
We have AJ Usyk. We got Porter Crawford. We have Wilder Fury. I don't know if you want to count.
I wasn't counting that one. No.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if it happens, it's still a big fight. You know, if it happens.
Yeah, I guess. So.
You got. I don't know about Golovkin and Murata, the guy from Japan.
It's still not been officially announced or signed yet. That one, so we're still.
Oh,
waiting.
okay. All right. So
anybody anticipating Shakur Stevenson and Jamal Herring?
Yeah. Shakur Stevenson, Herring. We have Kambosos Lopez.
That's a big
We
one
have
coming.
Planning Canelo.
Yeah,
We have Fulton Figueroa is being relocated to October.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it looks like Chocolatito Estrada is being relocated to November.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So there are a few good fights actually. Yeah.
So we can finish the year off good on the back end.
Yeah.
We got
On the back end.
We can do it the PBC way. We can get all our fights on the back end. We can get everything on the back end.
And
all on the back end. What?
Hey, we can get all the fights on the back end, and we.
2021. The start of 2021 was just put on layaway. It's just put on layaway.
Yeah, put it on layaway. Great.
No, Mark. We got exhibitions this year.
We got Jake Paul. We got Jake and Logan Paul.
Okay, can I pose a question? Can I pose a question to everybody on the panel? Right quick.
Sure.
I think that if Terrence Crawford beats Sean Porter, the next fight he should take is Josh Taylor. Does anybody agree?
Listen. I laid the last 3 fights out for Terrence Crawford. This is his last fight with Top Rank, and he hasn't signed an extension or anything. He's walking. Bob Arum even said it. He said, "Well, I hope he signs back with us." Why would he sign back with your racist ass? All that racist you said. So we ain't got to worry about you, Bob. He's leaving. Tell him what I know. He's leaving. He's told me he's leaving. He's like, "Look, we out of here."
Yeah.
But he has to keep a cordial relationship with Bob. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor is a top rank fighter, right?
Right.
If he wants that top rank fight, if he wants to fight Josh Taylor, I told Red, listen, fight Josh Taylor in the UK. Don't fight him over here.
Especially because Josh Taylor is now with Sky Sports, which is the main pay-per-view platform in the UK.
Oh, that'll be huge. That'll be huge if he goes to the UK.
I'll tell you this right now, just as someone from Ireland who goes over to Scotland every once in a while, if they actually base that shit in Scotland, they'll do 50, 60,000 seats. They really will.
Yeah. And
the
makes
question
sense.
is, will Bud be willing to travel? Does anybody think he'll be willing to travel?
If
the bag is right, Bud will travel.
Listen, don't nobody really know him like that in America. Go to the UK, fight Josh Taylor, get that bag. This is the last 3 fights. Porter, Josh Taylor, if he can win those 2 fights, come back to America and fight Virgil Ortiz in Texas and call it a wrap.
I think Bud will have no problem coming to the UK for Taylor. No problem at all. I think he'll take that smoke.
I'll come to the
UK for Taylor.
He's come out to the UK before to fight Ricky Barnes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
another Scottish man. So he's got no problem with that.
Yeah, so it's like, man, I tell you, it's like listen, the last three fights that's the bag.
That's a chess match.
The bag for Bud.
That's the bag.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the money would be there for him for Virgil Ortiz, because but Josh Taylor
that'd be a money fight out in Texas. That would be a money fight out in Texas. You got Virgil trying to become a world champion against a pound for pound elite. That'll be a money fight.
That'll be a money fight. You're right. That'll be a money fight. The Mexican fan base gonna come by that. Now I don't know if they're gonna
got a big fan base.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna outsell.
Hello, let me just say hi to Nesta, Mr. Nesta Gibbs. You could have came on because you could have just quickly talked about what has happening with border wars. So if you want to come in, I already am. I'm shutting off. Next, okay. Well, salute to you.
Salute Troy.
Salute to Troy. There's border wars.
Hey, bless up. I'm here.
Coming up for the Boxing Voice. Ness and crew will be out there in I forget where it is. It's somewhere in the Midwest, I think. So yeah.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. The link's in my community, guys. Click the link when you're ready, and but yeah. Okay. So that will be a big fight for Bud Ortiz in Texas, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So those last 3 fights, yeah, but hold on. Are we of the mindset that Bud can't be going to? I'm hearing rumblings with Matchroom. Doesn't make sense for Bud to be going over there.
Same
At
problem.
all.
Sorry.
There's not a stable for him there.
Do you think he should become a free agent?
Is
Yes.
he going to
Yes.
the PBC? Is he going to the PBC?
Nah, I
Oh,
don't
I
know if
hope
he's going
not.
to the PBC.
I
I
hope
don't know if he's
not.
going to the PBC. Like, what do they have to offer him?
Nothing but stagnation.
Errol
I think he should
Spence
become
is.
a free agent.
There's no, there's no telling what.
Oh, you're lying.
There's no telling when Errol Spence is going to come back and
Who
fight.
gets off the belt?
He has 2 of the bikes. He has 2 of the belts. Ugas, but do you want to sign a long-term contract with the PBC for Ugas? Like,
Well, either Spence or the belts will go vacant eventually. And to me, I can see PBC thinking, well, if we get Crawford, we can put our money on him sweeping up the belts if Spence don't come back. And PBC do like that welterweight division unlock.
I don't know what they're gonna do business wise. I know they feel like that Al Heyman has froze them out and Bob Arum has done them wrong. So from what his trainer told me, they feeling some type of way. But who knows? He's going to be a free agent. I don't think he's looking to jump in the bed, pause, so to speak, with anybody. No long. He's 34. If it was me, like I told Red, I say, listen, man, his last 3 fights, I'm laying it out for you. Get Porter in the ring. You're gonna get your $5.5 million you've been getting paid, whatever you've been getting paid, $5 million or whatever. Go to the UK, fight Josh Taylor.
That's not gonna happen.
In the UK.
Why don't
Fight Josh Taylor in the UK.
Troy thinks that's not going to happen. Why?
No, because Crawford is 34. He's moving up in weight. He actually walks around in like 170 plus. So I don't see how those 2 are gonna fight. I don't.
Crawford.
They're gonna fight at welterweight.
Crawford's tiny. Crawford
Crawford's
is not
small.
going to be able to stretch no more than 154.
No,
That's
trust me. Yeah. I don't think he's gonna, because I don't see the benefits of fighting Josh Taylor at 147. What's the benefits?
What you mean the
there
benefits?
is.
Versus undisputed.
That's going to be a big fight in the UK. You talking about Josh Taylor? He's the last 100.
Josh Taylor will then be like, if he beats Crawford, then he'll be like a 2-weight world champ.
Troy has to make you in the UK. Anyway,
It won't be big in the States, but it'll be big in the UK.
How does it benefit Crawford to beat him?
Because he's the only undisputed
the bag.
boxer in the sport right now.
That's at 140.
He's
147.
In the
They're
sport.
gonna probably, CC, they're gonna probably market it as like undisputed
140,
champion
yeah.
versus undisputed champion.
yeah, undisputed versus
Yeah.
undisputed. The last 2
Yeah.
undisputeds going head to head.
It's a massive fight. I don't know about in the States, but in the States, people
In the
that
in the UK,
really
it does big on pay-per-view, and they do a huge gate, man.
It has to be.
massive.
It has to be in the UK. It can't be in the States. The States.
That'd be massive.
I would go up north to watch that live. I'd go to watch that live.
It might
I'd
not
fly.
happen
I'd
up
fly.
north.
I'd fly over to watch that. I'd fly from
Exactly.
Ireland over
That
to
could be
Scotland
in-
for that.
That could be in Wembley.
Easy.
That could be in Wembley. It didn't have to be in Scotland. Could be
That
in
could
Wembley.
even then, like if they do it in Scotland, that could do Hampden Park. That's a
Exactly.
huge venue.
How many
In
seats is
Scotland-
in there?
Scotland.
Like 70K.
And and that's football, isn't it? So they could fit more in for boxing. Yeah, they could do about 70, 80,000 could fit in there.
And
It sounds like a regional fight to me. That sounds like a regional fight in the UK.
But it's going to be big in the UK. There's nobody Crawford can fight in the States that'll generate 70,000 or whatever. No one, no one really knows him like that in the States. You know what I mean? He's not he's known amongst the diehard boxing fans, but other than that,
They're both smaller names, yeah.
They could do Murrayfield Stadium, 67,000, and if you include the field, 75,500 cap.
At this age, you're looking for the biggest purses you can get. Money wise, there's no one he's going to fight in the PBC where he can make the kind of money he can make fighting Josh Taylor in the UK.
Agreed.
And also, don't forget, Sky are trying to bounce back after Eddie leaving them. They'll want to have a big push if they can get Josh Taylor pay-per-view versus Crawford in the UK. That'd be a big deal for them because it looks like they could lose AJ. And it looks like Dillian White's he's going to be on regular DAZN now as well. So they've definitely lost weight, which was one of their biggest earners over on Sky. So they're going to definitely want a big fight, and they're going to want to get Scotland behind Josh Taylor and really push him.
Yeah, guy got a whole country behind him.
If I'm Crawford, right? I'm sorry, Coach. If I'm Crawford, I'm going to become a free agent, and I'm going to fight Ennis and Ortiz, and then I'm going to move up. That's what I would do.
Why would you fight Ennis? Like, what's Ennis and Ortiz? Like, that doesn't. How does that benefit him?
Well, first of all, that's two tough young guns that are undefeated right now, and they'll look good on his record. A win over both of them. They're both hot right now. They're both hot commodities. You beat them in nice fashion, and that adds to your marketability. Then you move up to 154.
Where's the money at to fighting Boots, Ennis, and Ortiz?
Where is it?
It's more or less those fights will actually. It's not so much about money, but you know what that does for you? It actually gets you the money fights.
No, Bud's about money. No, he's already.
I mean, it's funny. I can see Bud fighting. I can see Bud fighting Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Not for a while. Not for a while because Ortiz is ranked number 1 in the WBO rankings right now. So if Ortiz would have pushed for his title shot and I lose, then he could probably get that fight if the WBO mandates it. But Ennis, I don't really see that happening.
Yeah, Ennis. He's more in the rankings in the WBO. He's like number 7th or 8th.
He's lower. Ortiz is number 1. Ennis is lower. So
right. But the thing is, why fight two guys and then that'll lead you to the money fight when you can fight Josh Taylor and it'll take you straight to the money fight? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. And even though
money fight with Taylor, to take two guys that you're gonna have to beat and then fight these two, then it'll lead you to the money fight. When you can fight Josh Taylor and get straight to the money fight, that doesn't make sense to me.
And even though Josh isn't a welter, right? They can also market it as pound for pound, because if you look at Ring Magazine's pound for pound list, which a lot of people do when they market pound for pound, Josh Taylor is ranked number 5 in the world pound for pound, and Crawford is ranked number 3 in the world pound for pound according to Ring. That's what most casuals do, and that's how they'll sell that shit.
Battle of the pound for pounds.
If a 3 and a 5 fight each other in a pound for pound clash, normally the winner goes pound for pound number 1.
Yeah,
and
the problem with that is
who's number 2 pound for pound.
Right. But the problem with that, the problem with fighting Josh Taylor, if he loses, they'll say he's just beating up on a smaller man. If he beats,
Taylor's bigger than Crawford.
No, let me finish. If he what is he bigger or is he taller? Which one?
No, but Bud's come from.
Well, he walks around at 190, Troy.
Bud came from like one.
Josh Taylor.
130, 135, 130.
Josh Taylor walks around at 190.
130.
Yes, legitimately.
147.
So he got 50 pounds to make weight.
He's a fat ass, my guy. He's a fat ass.
Why the hell is he fighting at 140?
He's sponsored by Doner Kebab because he can make the weight.
Because you can make the weight, and there's some money down there if he can.
He's huge. Don't forget Crawford. Crawford's a former lightweight. It's not like he's a natural. He's been fighting at 147 his whole career.
135, right? 135.
Yeah.
140.
Josh was a welterweight in the amateurs. He wasn't a 140 pounder in the amateurs.
Yeah, but Crawford walks around at close to 180 right now. That's his natural weight.
I don't know about 180.
Nah, not 180. Not him.
Close to 180. Close to 180.
I thought Crawford and Bolmack both said he walks around at like 160.
Yeah.
No. I saw it online. He walks around at like 173, 174, something like that.
That's not one. Okay.
No. I said close to 180. To 180.
That's closer to 170, isn't it? You round down or round up. You don't round up 7. You round down 3.
Yeah, he's more to
it's
that
still
way.
Close to 180. Okay.
You can see that Bud is a small guy. He's a small guy.
Yeah, he doesn't walk. He doesn't walk around that big. Not that big.
Yeah,
he does.
Guy.
Well, he's smaller than his frame is smaller than Spencer's. I can tell.
Someone dropped off. Was it AJ on accident? Yeah, his frame is very small. His frame is very small. Hang on, let me get you back, AJ. I know AJ's not there. Yeah, his frame is very small, but yeah.
But he's gotten bigger, over the years,
It says your devices are not connecting, AJ. Gotta go again.
Yeah. But I know Josh Taylor is tall. You could look at him and tell he's tall.
He's 5'11".
Yeah.
I didn't know he walked around at 190. 190. That's a lot. You cutting 50 pounds to make weight? That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
You see, Josh Taylor does something that a few people do, like Billy Joe Saunders. He eats excessively out of it, like Kell Brook used to. He really gets fat. Like he walks around as a fat boy.
Josh Taylor?
Big chunky fat boy.
Wow. He's
never knew that.
For some reason. It just seems like he's someone who goes to Camp Ready. Wow.
No, you could see.
Nah. You know when they did the whole build up to the Ramirez Undisputed fight and they said, "Oh, we're just starting our camp." That camp, that video footage and everything started 4 weeks beforehand. From his side, that was 4 weeks before. They were 4 weeks out at that stage, and he was 160. Remember, he stood on the scale at the start of it. He was 160, 4 weeks out.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I never saw that. Yeah, it was just an image I had. Where he performed so well.
He cuts heavily. He cuts really heavy. He's a really heavy lad.
Joseph has said, hang on 1 second. Joseph has said, if Top Rank is no longer in the Bud Crawford business, you can forget about putting Josh Taylor and Terence Crawford together. Why? You'll get bit of Bob, do you think?
I totally agree with
Josh Taylor left.
No, Josh Taylor's with Sky, which is Top Rank's over at Sky as well.
Yeah. I totally agree with that, but I don't know if Bob Arum said that Bob Arum's now saying that he want Crawford. He hope he can resign. This is the thing. The key word, what he said is if. That's the key word. He said if Top Rank is no longer in the top Bud Crawford business, you can forget the Josh Taylor fight. I totally agree with that. But the key word is if. You're dealing with Bob Arum. He says he's losing a lot of money. Gonna let him go. And then I got an interview I can show you right now where Bob Arum is saying, well, Crawford is we hope he resigns. I can show it to you. Literally.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So take it with a take that with a grain of salt. No, I'm just saying, just take it with a grain of salt.
No, can't you
after
show it?
What he said the other day, he don't need to be over there on that. He don't need to be on that plantation because that's basically what he said it was.
Yeah.
I heard the interview the other day.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought it was in poor taste.
Is Josh
and he can go fuck himself. Oh, sorry.
Slap in the face to Crawford like you're going.
What he said, he compared him to being like the slave, the emancipation of the proclamation, free the slaves, and all that stuff. Wow.
Yep.
He said that, guys.
Yeah, he did. That's how that good old Bob Arum racism came out of him.
That was very bad taste, and he don't need to be over there.
It ain't no bad taste. That's just a racist ass Jew. Yeah, call it like it is. Ain't no bad taste. No, he's just a racist ass Jew. Because that's what it is. And ain't no bad taste. His racism showed itself. That's what it is. That's who he is.
Intentionally a statement to put out to let everybody know, and especially Bud, what he thinks of him.
Right.
And he just doesn't care.
It was bad. Right. It was bad.
And then he gonna double down and say, "Oh, well, we would still like him to be here, whatever." So you're saying that once the slave is freed, it's like Juneteenth. They didn't know they was freed. They're gonna come back. So you think that that's like really cool, Bob?
He knew what he was doing. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He don't care.
Very offended by it.
Reach a certain age in life, and you can say what you want.
Bob been saying shit like that for 50 years.
He reinvents himself better than Tyson Fury.
Can you guys hear me?
How many stuff he does? And
it's not good, man.
It's like this, and then
I can't work for nobody or work with nobody that have that mindset.
Me neither.
But this is the thing. This is what I tell people. I say, people tell me this all the time. Oh, he should leave. Yada 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 yada. Okay, cool. Let's say he do what you say. He should leave. Now I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but my GED education tells me this. This guy has a contract with the promoter who's racist as hell. Now, just because this promoter says all kind of racist stuff about him or whatever the case may be, he has a contract. If he says, you know what, I'm not going to honor this contract, I'm just going to leave. What is going to happen to Crawford?
Well, he can only be frozen out. He can only be parked up for a certain amount of time until his contract expires now, isn't it? Because he's coming out.
Right. So let me give another scenario. Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia tried this same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave Top Rank. I don't want to fight with him anymore. I'm gonna leave. Guess what happened? He got sued. He got sued because he had a contract. Keyword contract. Right. This is why you don't listen to YouTubers. He got sued. He got put on the shelf for 2 years, and he had to pay Bob Arum millions of dollars. Why? Because he violated his contract.
Breach of contract.
Breach of contract. So it's easy for me and you to sit back and say, "What? Well, this guy should do this and do that," because we're on YouTube shooting videos. You know what I mean?
I think people just say don't resign to him. I think people just say don't resign knowing all of this.
Yeah, resign.
Right. No.
Live out the contract, but don't resign.
No. I'm not saying that. There are people literally saying that he should have left 2 years ago or just walked away.
Yeah.
But that's not how boxing works.
No.
If you have a contract with someone, you can walk away. You can walk away. Josh Taylor can say, "Bob, the hell with you. I want to leave right now." Guess what? I bet Josh Taylor ass won't be fighting no goddamn body.
Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. I can bet you that. I bet Josh Taylor ass gonna be sitting in Scotland drinking shandies. You know.
Most fighters seem to be able to negotiate themselves out. Kinahan, he's able to negotiate deals to get them out. I think.
Right. But you're saying if
what happened with Mikey Garcia, it taught him a lot. Because if you notice, when you see Mikey is about business now. He owns a lot of different things. Mikey, because he really wanted to be in law enforcement. And who knows, maybe when he retires from boxing, he'll get into law enforcement. I don't know if he's too old, but Mikey is really about business now, if you notice. He talks a lot about that. So it taught him a lesson.
Right. Mikey, Lisa, Mikey was like, he realized where he made a mistake at. Listen, man, you fulfilled your contract. Like, if you're a boxer and you make your living off of fighting in the ring, this is how you feed your family. Where does it benefit you at to sit to walk away from a contract, sit on the sideline for 2-3 years while you're fighting in court, and then the 2 years you're not able to make any money from boxing, having to pay the promoter millions of dollars after that. So you lost money by not fighting, by getting put on the shelf, and then you got to pay the promoter millions of dollars for not fighting. Like, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Anybody does, nobody does.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So it just, don't re-sign with him anymore. He hasn't re-signed with him. So
he better not.
Everybody that's left him has wound up becoming more financially successful. I noticed that.
Who? Yeah. Everyone that's left Bob, isn't it?
In those scenarios.
Andy Ruiz was more financially successful. You got the Joshua fight. Floyd Mayweather.
The main man.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Pacquiao. Oscar De La Hoya. Pacquiao. Yep.
Bob a made man. Because back in the day, because some of them fighters jumped on Don King back in the day. Remember?
Say that.
I said Bob must be a made man, like because back in the day, some of them fighters used to jump on Don King. I remember.
Put their hands on Don.
Yeah,
we know Mike did. We know
Mike did. I know what I'm talking about. Am I lying, Mark?
Yeah, Don King takes his beatings though, doesn't he? He'll take your money, but he'll take the beating afterwards.
Yeah, Mark. I'm not telling no lies, right?
Mark. Yeah, no, you're not. Sorry. You're telling the truth.
Which fighters though? We know Mike Tyson did. What about Larry Holmes? Did Larry Holmes? Which fighters?
I'm not sure about Larry.
Yeah. I don't think Larry did. Like, I
heard Cole, Hasim Rockman.
Hasim Rockman put hands on Don?
Allegedly.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't
believe that because I asked him about all of that, and he said that he got ripped off by him, but he didn't.
Do you know why you asked the question? Because it was reported that's what happened. I'm just saying, allegedly. Because Because
I've never heard it before. That's all.
Because other than that, we've actually never seen Mike Tyson like actually slap him. We've heard stories of it.
That's not true. I saw a video where he punched him in the rib.
He gave Frank Warren a black eye. I don't know if you heard about that. That's what Frank Warren said.
No, I heard about that.
I didn't know.
I remember when Mike Tyson threw water on him recently. Remember?
That's Mike Tyson. Same thing as hands. No, he baptized him. That's not throwing hands.
I don't know. Throwing a drink on me and throwing hands on me is the same thing as far as I'm concerned. You're going to get the same reaction.
I haven't heard of fighters, a whole bunch of fighters beating Don King. I haven't heard of that.
Me either.
You know, like you said, allegedly. I ain't heard of that. Don King ain't Don King ain't nothing to play with. I don't know who put in that room out there, but
he had the NOI backing him, man.
Yeah, man. I'm
just saying alleged stories, reports. The Oliver McCall one seems the most legit because he was insane anyway.
Yeah, could have been. He could have, but I just haven't heard those ones. But Oliver McCall had that total breakdown. So yeah, anything's anything, but doesn't mean that he did. But yeah, if you have to.
No, it's alleged. It's alleged.
Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. Wow. Well, guys, we will be wrapping up the show now because we have hit the 2 hour and 6 minute mark.
Hey, this has been great, Sharon. Thank you.
Yeah, again, thank you all for coming.
Oh, Lady Chan, don't go.
No, we'll go around the panel and everybody say their last word. Say what you want for your last supper while you're serving on death row panel. Let's start with Fight Fan Figures. Let's go.
Guys, always a pleasure. It's been absolutely fun. See you guys all next time.
Okay, Lisa Bizos.
Yeah, always an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be on your panel, Lady Chan. And salute to the panel. Thank you, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Mark, tell them where you can find you.
God bless. Thank you for having me on. You can find me at Unrivaled Boxing Talk on YouTube. It's been an absolute pleasure. God bless everyone on the panel.
Bless you.
Coach Malachi.
Yes, you can find me every day 8 o'clock UK time in the evening, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the US here in Florida. New Media Today USA Boxing, tune in 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday. And I also drop that's where you can find me. And on Twitter, on Instagram, you can find me at Coach Malachi Williams. So anybody want to send me some content that they want me to cover, drop it in my DM on at Coach Malachi Williams on Instagram as well.
Thank you. Troy Graham.
Lady Chan, if I was the almighty Michelangelo or Pygmalion himself, I could not create something as lovely as thee. That being said, you can find me at Major Key Boxing. Now, if you can please slowly, you know what I'm asking you to do. Rush.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just stupid, Troy. Go ahead. Go ahead, AJ.
Always a honor and a pleasure being on this panel and having these chats, chopping it up with everybody. And do yourself a favor, if you haven't subscribed to everybody's channel that's on here, do yourself a favor and do so immediately.
Yeah, that's a direct order. Anybody's go and check it out. If you like anybody's channel, hit that subscribe button. It's important that you guys hit the like. Have you guys hit the like for this show? Can you guys just all exit the chat, hit the like, please? Because it helps me, helps YouTube do its job, because they don't be doing their job that good. So can everybody hit the like, please? That is a direct order.
I already did.
Anything you said.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hit that like. And
come and hit that like button.
Hit that like button, man. And we are signing out. Big up to Fish, you know you're big and you're large. Thomas J2J, Robert Brown, Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. Subscribe to his channel. Graham Taylor, you know I say you're large. Uncle Tight, you're large. TJ again. Bruce Goes. New Media Today USA Boxing. Thank you for Joseph Heron coming on the show. War of the Week Radio. Subscribe to his channel, please. James Valdez in the building. Karma Serene in the building. Paul Evans in the building. Not the building, in the building. Thank you for joining us. Mad Chad Boxing, thank you for joining me as well. Gosh, it only goes up. Blood Boxing, Retro Boxing and Documentaries. Please subscribe to his channel. Massively appreciative for that. Pimp My Sniper, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed being over here. Haggis, thank you for coming over here and giving us so much jokes as well. Graham Taylor, Sammy Ali, thank you very, very much. So I'll be signing out. You know how it goes. Yo, hey girl, it's Leah Deshan rep nonetheless. Come box with Shan. Gone. Leah Deshan. Fight.